So one of my favorite things to do in this world is to edit. Nobody knows this, but I genuinely enjoy this process a lot. So my team pulled together some photos from the archives, and then I got some sent in as well, and we threw them all into one place. Now, which photo do I want to start with? We're drawn to a lot of these different images. There's a lot of stunning shots in here. Actually, the sunset one. This is beautiful. We got waves coming in. We got this line of just beautiful, beautiful ocean. My first step, as I take in the image, I begin to just think about which of my filter packs can work for this. So for me, when I get to tackle some of these, I could really find some variety and depth in all of these filter packs. But again, we don't need too many. We're just gonna, okay, that was completely by accident. I didn't even mean to do that. Look at how pretty that shot is. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm just gonna go with this. So we're gonna actually bring the grain back a little. What I like to do, by the way, is bring in sharpening usually to an image, at least 50%. I'll also then bring in a little bit of noise reduction. See what we could play around with exposure here, because I don't wanna overdo it, because we already have a beautiful detail and attention to shots here, but look at this. The brighter we go, the more alive this kind of comes, you know, makes it seem like it's earlier in the sunset hour. But the lower we go here, it seems like it's, both of these are stunning. I don't know which one to go with. And this is the whole beauty about editing. You get so excited about a shot. You look at it, it's beautiful, and the possibilities are endless. Like as a photographer, you don't just get to snap a photo, you get to come and cook in the kitchen after too. You don't just pick off the fruits in your vegetable garden. Like you get to go and cook, cut it up, smell it, enjoy it. Like this is what this is. This is supposed to be visually stimulating for you as you create, and you're supposed to love it. Otherwise, probably need to consider possibly another career. Because this portion of what you do, this is the other 50% of photography right here. So enjoy it, have fun, play around with this, see what you could come up with. There's always new possibilities. For example, sometimes if I can't decide, I'll duplicate this image, let's create a virtual copy. I'll go in and try a completely different look, or for example, in this case, I'll go black and white. And then look at this, I just start playing around with this image, and it's a completely different feel, right? So what I'll do here is I'll actually adjust this. I will bring in my brush tool, that's K as well for short. I'm gonna bring my exposure back just a tad bit, as well as my highlights, maybe -15, let's see how this goes. I'm just gonna brush out a little bit of this highlight, and then maybe this top layer, just a top layer right here. So maybe we go back just a tad bit more. See how it's coming back a little bit? It's nice. So if I don't want some of this right here, I'm just gonna go to my erase tool, and I will then just brush this back out. Maybe all the way up to the edge of this mountain, right there. Black and white or color. Oh my goodness. Okay, you know what, actually, look what we're witnessing right now. We got a lot of nice orange and brown, just layers of it, from the rich right here, all the way to the light with the sunset. And now this blue is starting to pop out a little bit here, but I feel like we could give it just a tad bit more life in here. So I'm actually gonna reset these guys right here, and I'm gonna give that saturation a little bit of love right here. So let's put 10, and maybe a little bit on the temperature. Look at that, just a tiny bit all throughout. So subtle, but we just painted in and just gave it a little bit more blue than it should have, but this is stunning. All right, let's dive into this one right here. This is a beautiful shot from a friend of mine, Ellie. She's an incredible photographer, and I'm very fortunate she sent me this photo. What do we have? 35 mil here, 1.4, ISO 125, beautiful. This is great. Now all we gotta do is throw some magic on it. So, look at these. Look at, look at this beautiful shot right here. We're gonna adjust some of this lighting. So like she's got good skin tone here, in the sense of I might want to bring a little bit of vibrance back because this filter kills some of it. Clarity we could dial back just a smudge, just a little bit. Highlights, they're doing fine. Shadows, let's see, why are shadows? Yeah, there's a good reason for it. I like it. It brings back a lot of what we have here. It's a little bit hot on this side, understandably so. We got the sun blaring, so we could try to fix it a little bit. So we'll reset our brush here real quick, and maybe we can bring back the exposure by, that's a lot, maybe like that. And then I'm gonna bring the highlights back with us. So let's start brushing over this side and see what we can get out of it real quick here. Cool, so we got a little bit of that. It's already a lot better, but still, right? We still got this. And again, there's not too much you could do about it unless you sit here and brush out each little thing. But you know, we can still do a little bit of love right there. Match that background a little bit more up with this one, right? And then I'll exit out, I'll bring another tool in, and I'm gonna do another pass over here. So again, see, we can't bring back too much of this, unfortunately. That's just as is, but I think what we just did is already a good solid chunk. So again, I still want the focus to emphasize this. So I'm gonna maybe crop in a little bit to kind of bring your attention back, maybe. It's not bad, I like this. Let's see, we can bring back exposure a little bit more, and then we'll bring our shadows back down. So here would be my after. That's a stunning portrait right here, in my opinion. That's beautiful. So what I'll do is I'll copy these settings. I'm gonna try to paste them on the next image. I doubt this is gonna work. Different image, again, this is a JPEG, so I actually really doubt this is gonna work. It's not great, but it's not bad. I can fix this. All right, we're gonna bring our exposure up a little bit. We're gonna start with seeing if our white balance can be tweaked a tad bit. A little bit works right here, but I still want some of that orange gone. So what I'll do is hop in right here into my color tab. And I'm gonna get into this orange specifically. It's the one that you play with, I feel like, the most. And you could just see, you can make her into a lime-looking girl, okay? And you can go pink right here. That's not a practical color at all. But that fine line between that orange and yellow is where we're finding right there. That looks fairly natural to me. And then I'm gonna kill a little bit of that saturation. Bam, look at that. Now we're gonna work on this background. I'm gonna straighten this out first. My horizon right here is just kinda telling me, yo, where are we at here with this? So I'm gonna adjust this. There's a lot of unnecessary room here. So whenever you're shooting, try to frame up center or just go a little bit off to the side. There's no need to shoot. You could fit a whole other person in there. Maybe that was the idea, I don't know. I'm not really sure if these images were sent in, but they're still beautiful nonetheless. There we go, it's a little better. Look at this photo, before, after. It's so subtle, but it just creates a world of difference. I love it.